the Flames, I want to start with Chris Tanev just because we were talking Oilers and they're like, boy, we could sure use a right shot. Which is how Oiler fans talk. We could use a right shot D. There's there's always been, but it feels like it's ramped up in Vancouver. If Tanev's getting traded, why wouldn't we bring him here? He's what we need, and we know he's a great fit, etc. Kuzmenko's name is kind of bubbling out there in Vancouver. Not to say there's a one-for-one fit here, but is Kuzmenko a guy the Flames would have their eyes on, and is Vancouver as maybe hot and bothered for Tanev as we might believe they are?
Yeah, I think Vancouver's on the list for sure for Tanev. And when it comes to Kuzmenko, like that's exactly the type of swing if you're Craig Conroy that you want to take. This is a guy that last year was 1 goal away from 40 goals and 75 points as an NHL rookie. Not many guys can get to 40 goals. And this year he's been a square peg in a round hole for Rick Tocchet. And I think it's driven them absolutely crazy because as they go out and look for another top 6 forward, the shitty part, if you're Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin, is you're sitting here going, we have one. He's playing right now in our bottom 6 or he's sitting in the press box because he can't do some of the non-negotiables that Rick Tocchet is asking for. And that's got to be incredibly frustrating because it's also at a somewhat reasonable for that production level, $5.5 million. Now, the flip side to that is if it's not working and it's not going to fit, you have a commodity that you can trade in Kuzmenko that frees up that much space to be able to accomplish a lot of different things if that's the point that they want to get to. And I think he's more or less like Sharon Govich on steroids, like this guy that is kind of underappreciated, certainly undervalued right now as to what that potential is. And I'm not saying he's always going to be a 75-point guy and 40-goal scorer, but even if he's half of that, you're able to swap him plus whatever you can get for Tanev, like you're laughing at the end of the day. And if it doesn't work out, well, he just walks in 1 year anyway. It's not like you're locked in for 5 years. That he's exactly the type of piece that when we started talking about the Flames and their deadline plans, I said on at least one of these trades, you have to get back a player that you can add into your mix. The example I gave last year was Hronek and going to Van. And I think they do well to even flip some of the pieces that they get. But if you can get a trial on someone for very little risk that has Kuzmenko's upside, man, that makes a lot of sense to me.
There's a lot of comparables there. I mean, one's Belarusian, the other's Russian. You've got one good year, one what the heck happened year on the resume. They're both sort of in those prime productive years. And you could probably flip them in a year when, you can give the guy the ice time here that Rick Tocchet's saying, no, not this year, not now. Interesting.
He's not a kid though, right? He's 27 years of age. Yeah. Sharon Govich, younger and has more NHL experience. Last year was Kuzmenko's first season in the NHL, like as a rookie, yes, but as a guy in his mid-20s. So
what's the comparison between the two? It's that they really obviously fell out of favor with their coach.
No, 100%. Yeah. And the thing is, in Vancouver, Rick Tocchet's not going anywhere.
No.
So unless there's a kumbaya there and they can come around, Rick Tocchet doesn't seem like a guy who's going to start to bend his rules for a player to fit back into the system. There are comparables for sure.
And I think Kuzmenko's trying. He wants to be in Vancouver. He wants to make it work. He said all the right things, but saying and doing are two different things. And I think we've yet to see any real evidence that he's making strides in terms of what they're looking for from him.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.